Welcome to St John's for our weekly update. Today I'm standing in the southern aisle next to this wonderful quilt that is bringing to our attention the plight of the Toondah wetlands. You may remember that earlier this year we held an exhibition in the north aisle that highlighted the fact that the Toondah wetlands are under threat from development. The Toondah wetlands are an important Ramsar site, part of that international treaty that seeks to safeguard habitat for migratory birds. And at the moment there's a proposal to take a significant chunk of the Toondah wetlands for a development. One of the lessons I think we are yet to learn is that we live on a finite earth, that we've been gifted this precious, wonderful planet to care for, and one of the ways in which we care for it and will care for it into the future is recognising that it is finite, and that if we do develop a site like the Toondah wetlands, there is actually nowhere else for the birds to go. We've tended to operate on this idea of the infinite earth, as if we put a development in a certain place or chop down some koala habitat, there'll always be somewhere else for those creatures to go. The earth is not big enough for us to continue that approach, and habitat loss is one of the greatest threats to the species with whom we share this wonderful planet. And if we rekindle that Franciscan idea of these creatures being our sisters and brothers and the earth being our common home, then we would take better care of the planet, and we would also ensure there was room in the house, in our common home, for the other creatures. So you'll find details, there'll be a link in this presentation if you want to find out more about the Toondah wetlands. And remember that each of us has a voice that matters. If we don't act, it is to support the status quo or to support the development. So if you're able to and mindful to do so, please follow the link and find out more about this important project to save the Toondah wetlands and to make our common home a rich and diverse place. It's quite an apt time to be talking about things like the environment, because the COP meeting is happening in Egypt at the moment, and so our minds rightly turn to the way in which we're going to live into the future, whether we're going to deal with climate change or allow ourselves to live in a degraded world with more extreme climate events. One of the ideas that's being developed at the moment is the idea of developing a fossil fuels non-proliferation treaty. Treaties are a wonderful way in which the human community come to a common understanding of how we should care for and defend the planet. It was a treaty, that the Montreal Treaty or Montreal Convention, that allowed us to deal with CFC refrigerants that were destroying the ozone layer, and now some 30 or 40 years on, the ozone layer is healing. So it does show that when we come to a common mind, we can deal with issues that actually threaten our existence and the existence of other creatures. So have a look at the idea of the Non-Proliferation Treaty on fossil fuels, and if you're mindful to do that, please bring that to the attention of others. It's a really positive move, a move supported by over 100 significant faith leaders in a recent letter to our government. Monthly notices for the month of November are available. You'll find a link to them on the community page of the Cathedral website. You'll also find physical copies here in the Cathedral. Some events of note. There are 2 recitals over the weekend celebrating César Franck's 200th anniversary. So both Andre and Graham will be offering concerts, one on Saturday night and one after Evensong on Sunday. The wonderful study We Make the Road by Walking has resumed on Wednesdays, and on Sunday afternoon Bishop Bill will be offering an introduction to the year of Matthew. When we hit Advent Sunday in 2 weeks' time, we will change the gospel of focus. So this year we've been focusing on the Gospel of Luke. Next year we focus on the Gospel according to Matthew. So Bishop Bill will be in the Darnell room and on Zoom giving us an introduction to the Gospel of Matthew, so we have some underlying context as we encounter the Gospel readings week by week. On Sunday we have the next of our arts and crafts stalls, so please do support that wonderful effort. And it will also be Defence Sunday, the day on which we pray for our Defence Force chaplains and encourage them by having a retiring offertory to help them with their work. Also in monthly notices for November you'll find some details of our visit early next year to Cherbourg, including a visit to the ration shed. There's a lot of interest from people outside the cathedral community, people who love to come on that visit with us. It can be quite difficult to get a booking into the ration shed. It's booked way in advance. So what we're asking of the cathedral community is if you are interested in that trip in February, please indicate your interest now. So we'll give first preference to members of the cathedral community, and then towards the end of the month or early into next month we'll make the offer open to those who have expressed an interest from elsewhere. You'll find details of the visit on the Cathedral What's On page, and also, as I say, in monthly notices. And in terms of birthdays for this week, there's one birthday that I know about, and that's Megan Platters. So happy birthday, Megan. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Thank you for your support of the cathedral community. Special thanks to those who have offered a stewardship commitment form, offering to sustain this community through their financial giving. Those forms are still available. If you've missed that opportunity so far, you'll find them on the community page of the website and physically here in the cathedral. And thank you also for the gifts of port that will be used as we make Eucharist together, break the bread and break open the Word on Sundays. Peace be with you.